All right, buddy. You ever saw a franchise where the CEO for that company was too big for his britches, and he really, really thought that their IP was worth more than what it was, and then they made this crazy plan to make a movie, and then they were going to use the revenue from that movie to carry the company, and they were going to use it to fund multiple projects, and then it just didn't go well. Well, today we're going to be talking about Batman. No, I'm just kidding, y'all. That movie did good. That movie did good. We're going to be talking about two movies. First movie we're going to be talking about is Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. Now, this movie right here was actually directed by the gentleman who is the founding father of Final Fantasy. Well, I say directed. I don't know if it's really directed. Well, it was spearheaded. The project was spearheaded by him. And pretty much the whole concept that he was going with was that he was going to make a Final Fantasy movie. It was going to be high definition. It was going to be phenomenal. It was going to be a great cinematic masterpiece because they wanted to break into the Hollywood scene. And they were going to use the main character, this girl right here, they were going to use her for all forms of advertisement. They were going to make her into a model. She was going to be on like shoe deals, car deals, all of it. Like they were going for two different things. Break into Hollywood, and then they had their own actress they can use in different scenarios is what they were going to do. Well, they pretty much spent the entire budget for the studio on making this movie amazing. The movie's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you watch the movie as a standalone and you ignore the title, it's a good movie. But because they had this phrase, Final Fantasy, on top, it didn't do good at all. It actually floundered in the box office, and the company almost went bankrupt because of it. Now, the second movie that we're going to talk about is this one, the Assassin's Creed live action movie. Now, this one suffered from the exact same scenarios as the other one. This one, they wanted to make a great movie. They made a great movie, but they relied on context of fans who played the games to understand the movie. So if you read reviews, because this one got like a 19 Rotten Tomatoes score, and people like Clownfish TV actually talked really bad about this movie. If you actually play the games, you would understand everything that's going on. Everything. It all makes sense. It's about the Templars, it's about the Assassins, it's about a piece of Eden, all of it. Like the whole concept of the movie makes perfect sense in that sense. But if you didn't play the games, you had no idea what was going on. And that's why it got very low ratings, is that a lot of people walked into the movie theater not knowing what Assassin's Creed was. And that was Ubisoft's problem for not doing that, because they assumed that their fans would show up, because they have a lot of fans. Every Assassin's Creed sells about 10 million copies. They have a lot of fans. They could pull it off, but they didn't, because this is the 2000s. This is like before people were really like organized on the internet and talked about these kind of things. So if you're an Assassin's Creed fan, it's great. If you're not an Assassin's Creed fan, it's bad. And if you're in the middle where you played some games, but you're not really a fan of the franchise, it's mediocre. Like it's a decent movie. They changed some things, and they changed the Animus, which is how he went back. They go back into the past, and everything else is pretty great. And just like with the Final Fantasy, the original theme for this was that they're going to make this movie and they were going to turn it into a series of movies using the success of this movie, money-wise. And that didn't happen. And it's kind of a shame, because the gentleman that played the main assassin in this game was the guy that played Magneto in the X-Men reboots for Fox. And he's a great actor. It's a really good movie. And it was one of his roles outside of X-Men. And he did great. But the movie failed based on poor planning. And the worst part is, I want to blame Ubisoft, because I really feel like that was very dumb on how they planned it out. But at the same time, I can't blame them, because it was the director's decision to cut out the origins of a lot of these things. So it really makes me wonder, was it the executives that said, hey, just get rid of it, no one needs to know this context? Or was it the director who had too much faith in his source material? And it's kind of a shame, because just like Final Fantasy Spirits Within, this movie is a good movie. It just has a bad reputation because people that didn't know the source material didn't know what to appreciate in this movie. But the cinematography, the film score, the acting, all of it, top notch. top notch. The parkour, the fight scenes, all of it. It is everything that you would have wanted from an Assassin's Creed. But sadly, that's the world we live in. A world where fans can't appreciate things that they get because there's not enough fans. And common people don't know enough about things to make things succeed. And it's a shame, but things are turning around. They're starting to become more nerds than there are normal people. And most of us watch things. Most of us enjoy things. So once we get past this slump when it comes to everything just being Marvel, then hopefully we'll start seeing some more things. Because I personally would love them to release another Assassin's Creed movie. Or another Final Fantasy movie that was just like off the wall like Spirits Within. That way I can appreciate the cinematography and all that, and the music and all that. But until the day that companies are willing to take a risk and fans are willing to actually come out and support these kind of things, we just have to live in this magical world where everything is just like My Little Pony or Care Bears. Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. Please hit like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. And I hope y'all have a good day. And I know Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out soon. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great game.